Hey, what's up, everybody? Here I am driving and talking boxing again, but we'll try to do it without getting into a car accident. All right, so I just want to talk a little bit about kind of the silliness that's going on in the boxing world as far as like pound for pound, and basically I'm going to illustrate this using the welterweight division. Okay, so supposedly pound for pound, depending on who you talk to, Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez is the number one pound for pound, right? I think we've lost sight of what pound for pound means. Meaning, if you take a pound of this fighter, a pound of this fighter is worth more than the pound of any other fighter in the world. Okay? Does that make sense? That's why, like, the lighter you are, like, lighter weight classes have a better chance of being the pound for pound fighter in the world. Originally, the pound for pound was made up so, like, it wasn't just the heavyweights that everybody was talking about, okay? Because and there was a time where, like, if you were the heavyweight champion, you were considered the baddest man on the planet. So they came out with a pound for pound list, meaning if this guy was a heavyweight, he'd be beating the shit out of all the heavyweights. Because pound for pound, he's the best fighter in the world. Boom. That's what pound for pound is supposed to mean, okay? Now, I don't have a problem with people saying that Terence Crawford is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. You have your reasons for that. I have a little bit of a problem with that, but, that's not what I'm talking about here. But when we talk about him being the pound for pound fighter number one in the world, and then you talk about him fighting someone like Errol Spence, and it's a 50-50 fight. That's what everybody likes to say. That's a 50-50 fight if they do fight. Yeah, Errol Spence isn't in anyone's even top 5 pound for pound. At least most people's not. I don't know how how that works. Doesn't make sense. Okay? You can't say that Terence Crawford is the best pound for pound and he fights in the same weight class as Errol Spence, and Errol Spence isn't right there with him as the number one pound for pound. You understand how that doesn't make any goddamn sense? There's a hypocrisy here, okay? Now, as far as welterweights go, who should be the top 3 welterweights? In my opinion, the number 1 welterweight should be Errol Spence. The number 2 welterweight should be Manny Pacquiao. The number 3 welterweight is kind of debatable. It's kind of debatable, whether it should be Terence Crawford or someone else. Most people would probably say Terence Crawford. It probably is Terence Crawford. But you have to look at who has the best wins in that division to say who is the best welterweight right now. You could assume that Terence Crawford is the best welterweight, but how do you know? Where's the proof? What welterweights? Because Gamboa gave him all he could handle for a while, even though he knocked him out. Mean Machine did. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan was getting at him before he knocked him out, and yeah, he's knocking these guys out. But these seem like very compromised fighters. Okay. Now, Errol Spence, he probably fought the best welterweight out of everybody and got a win recently, which would be Shawn Porter. Okay? That would make him the number 1 welterweight. He beat Shawn Porter recently, and Shawn Porter's a monster. Okay? Manny Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman recently. Keith Thurman, compared to most of the other welterweights, is a monster. You know what I mean? Crawford can't say he's in the top 3 welterweights right now. I mean, you could make an assumption, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? That's the whole thing with boxing. So, if anyone can kind of straighten this out for me a little bit or help me to understand, but I think we've lost sight of what pound for pound really means. I really have. I really just don't understand it. So, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for all the views from the last video. I hope, you guys keep watching, and we're just going to keep this channel going and getting better. Peace.